What's up guys, Levi here from the Digi Bros, coming at you with another fun video. Today I wanted to try something a little different. Today I wanted to talk about how to build a deck in Digimon. Because as you know, the most important part in any card game is your deck. So it's very important to know how you should build a deck in Digimon. In this video I'm going to be going through the different types of cards and the certain numbers you want to play in each deck, because as you can see here, there are many different types of decks. Depending on what kind of deck you're playing and how many boss monsters you're going to be running, it's going to determine how many of your other cards you're going to have to play. So I thought it'd be a fun idea to just kind of go through several different types of decks and tell you how you would build those decks. These aren't necessarily deck profiles, it's just, you know, kind of the logic behind the numbers that we play in our decks. So yeah, alright guys, we're about to get into it, but if you haven't subscribed yet, please go down and subscribe if you want to see more Digimon content like this. So yeah, guys, I'm going to get right into it. Let's go. Alright guys, starting with the level 3s. In my opinion, the level 3s in Digimon are the most important Digimon in your whole deck. Because there are a ton of times whenever you draw your hand, and you'll think it's not very good because you have a bunch of higher level Digimon, or maybe you have a couple level 4s and level 5s and a 6, and you're like, this hand isn't very good, because you don't want to have to drop a high level Digimon from your hand to give your opponent a lot of advantage on their turn. So drawing a level 3 can really save your hand, because you can just draw it, evolve, and then go from there. But yeah, so I am a firm believer that you need to be playing at least 14 level 3s in your deck. You can run anywhere from 12 at the very least, anywhere up to 18 if you're playing a Rookie Rush deck, kind of like this purple build is right here. There are basically 3 different kinds of level 3s, and I'll go through them right now. You got your 3 drops that have effects on the field. And then you got your 3 drops that have effects in their Digi-evolution area. These are ones that you're going to want to be evolving with. And then you got your 2 drop guys, because these guys are always vanilla. They're 2 drop, you can just drop them for your hand, they're really cheap. And these can just help you get Digimon on the board real quick. You can also evolve with them, so there's really no downside to them. They're just 2 to drop. The only thing is they don't have an effect. Alright guys, moving on to our level 4s. Level 4s for me are, you run pretty much the same numbers no matter what deck it is. There are a few examples of situations where you don't. For the most part, you want to run 12 level 4s, because there's really only 3 types of level 4s you're going to run. The first being your blocker. Blockers are essential. They are staples in every deck. Every color currently has a 2 to evolve level 4 blocker, so you're going to want to play 4 of your blocker, because they are just so good and they're essential in the game. So you're going to want to max out on these. Sometimes I've seen some decks, when they run low on space, they'll cut down to 3. But you don't normally want to go less than that. You want to have at least 3 or 4 blockers in every deck you play. So yeah, and then you're going to want to play a level 4 that has an effect, whether that be an on-field effect or an evolve effect. Most time you want an evolve effect. And normally you'll play the best one, and this Greymon has a really amazing effect that gives the one above its security attack +1. So you're going to want to max out on the ones that have effects as well. So you're going to play 4 of them. And then, so yeah, now that you got your 4 blockers, 4 effects, you're going to want to play 4 of your 1 to evolves. So yeah, every color at the moment with the new set coming out, they have a 1 to evolve level 4. So you're going to want to play those. And these are the numbers you're going to want to play for your level 4s, guys. There are certain situations where you're going to want to run more effect ones, and that's fine. You would just want to cut down on either your blockers or cut down on your 1 to evolves to play more of the effect ones. But yeah, guys, from all the testing that I've done, I found that playing 12 level 4s is the perfect number. Alright guys, moving on to level 5s. Level 5s are interesting because the number of level 5s you play is directly tied to the number of level 6s you play. So here's a little rule I like to follow when building decks. If you play 4 level 6s, you only want to play 8 level 5s. And if you play more than 4 level 6s, depending on what kind, I'll get into that. If you play more than 4 level 6s, you're going to want to play 10 level 5s. So normally what I like to do with the numbers, you're going to want to play 1 with a good effect. Then you're going to play 1 that is your cheap to evolve, which are the 2 to evolve level 5s. The only color that doesn't have that after this new set is black. I found that you don't normally want to go more than 10 level 5s. I don't think running 12, I think that is way too many. You'll end up drawing a lot of level 5s when you don't need them, especially a lot of your level 6s, especially some of the ones I'm going to get into, you're not even going to want to evolve on top of a level 5. There's only certain level 6s you're going to want to evolve into. So a lot of level 6s you're going to be dropping from your hand. So you're not going to want that many level 5s in your deck. There are certain cases where that doesn't apply, and I will show you right now. In this Rookie Rush build, we actually only play 4 level 5s because it is a Rookie Rush build and you're not trying to go up the line and evolve. So you're actually only playing the Chimeromon, because you're not evolving on top of him. You're just dropping him from your hand to get his effect. So there's no need to play more level 5s because you're not trying to climb up the ladder in a rookie rush deck. All right, moving on to our level 6s. Level 6s are really interesting and they're a lot of fun. Level 6s are actually my favorite level of Digimon because there's so many different types of ways you can use them. These techs in the middle have really kind of changed the way I looked at level 6s, and I'd like to get into that. But yeah, there's different types. You got what this old force represents, and it's the boss monster. And whether you're playing Shine, Greymon, or different types of level 6, these are the ones your whole deck's purpose is to go up and evolve into this Digimon, and this Digimon alone is going to help you win the game. And then we got ones like this guy right here, Hoemon, who's just a 2 to evolve vanilla level 6 whose only purpose is he's a cheap one to go up into Omnimon. And a lot of vanillas are used for this. They're used to help the level 7. So if you're playing a deck that runs a level 7, you're going to want to run at least 4 copies of the vanilla counterpart that they're cheap to evolve. They all have the same stats, 10 to drop. You can drop them turn 1 if you want to. If you got that Omnimon in hand, you can just drop him and then turn 2 Omnimon them, and that could put you in a really great position. But then you also got different cards, like you got your techs here, which in my opinion are some of the best cards in the game at the moment. You got your Volcandramon, your Holydramon, and you got your Puppetmon. When played, they all have really great effects, and these are really good in any deck. I try to splash not always Volcandramon. To me, he's the weakest one of the 3, but yeah, I splash at least one Puppetmon and one Holydramon in every deck. If I get 2 slots open, these 2 are definitely going in there. If I got 3, I'll slide him in there. But though he is really good and the security attack does get in there, I feel like these 2 can save you games. Another type of level 6 I want to get into that's not necessarily the boss monster, but it's more of a combo piece. Piedmon, he's really good because he brings out other Digimon. When played, he can bring out 2 level 4 or lower purple Digimon from your trash. So he's not really used as the boss monster deck. He's more used as a combo piece for the deck in order to, bring out more rookies. All right, guys, moving on to our level 7s. These are the big guys. These are the boss monsters. You got our Omnimon here, and you got our Millenniummon. We have not got our case for the 3rd set in, so we do not have the other level 7s at the moment. We don't have the Ragnarlordmon or some of the others, but yeah, no, these guys are really great because when playing them, you kind of have to focus the way you build your deck around these cards because they are very much controlling of how you need to run your deck and what level 6s you need to play and how you need to go up into them. Because the whole deck's purpose, unlike some of the others, is to go up and get into him. So you're going to want to evolve up the line and play the cheapest ones you can play. That you're going to be playing your 2 to evolve level 5s, which are these guys right here. You're going to be playing your 1 to evolve level 4s, and you're going to be playing, your 2 drops. You're going to try to get up to him as cheap as possible. So yeah, that's the way you play these decks. My rule of thumb when it comes to level 7 is for every one of these guys, you're going to play at least 2 level 6s. So if you're playing 4 of this guy, you're going to be playing at least 8 level 6s. I recommend playing maybe even 2 more if you're playing the techs or something. I would play like a Volcandramon or something else, just so you can have more options to go up into them if you got to drop one from your hand and then evolve Omnimon on top of them. But you want to play at least 2 level 6s for every 1 level 7 you play. All right, guys, moving on to our option cards. Option cards are really great, but at the same time, they're also the most underwhelming of any of the cards in my opinion. Because though there are really amazing cards and arguably the best cards in the game, like Gaia Force, unless you're playing a destruction or a removal card such as Gaia Force or Ice Wolf Claw or any of those type of cards, option cards, for the most part, are kind of underwhelming because a lot of them are just attack boosters or give them effects on attacks. Even though recently with the new set, there are some really cool effects coming out. But for the most part, you're going to just want to be running your destruction, your removal option cards because these cards are just too powerful and you're going to want to try to max out on them if you can. But there are other types of option cards where like purple runs this one right here, which is 2 to drop, and then you can play a level 3 purple from your grave, whereas this kind of acts like 3 more copies of a level 2 drop Digimon. So this doesn't really act as an option card on its own. This is basically an extension of a Digimon. So these basically take the place of 3 more Digimon. But you don't want to max out on these most of the time because these are not good early game as you don't have your level 3s in the grave. These are cards you're going to want to draw into once the game has, kind of got going. Hammer Spark is another good option card that is free to play and when you play it, you can gain a memory. So though this isn't a destruction spell, it's not really a combo piece, and it doesn't take the place of a Digimon. The card is really good at helping you advance your game state and just helping you get just that little bit of extra memory in order to do your combos, because everybody knows in Digimon that the difference between having 1 memory and 2 memory is the difference between ending your turn after playing 1 card and not. Most decks aren't playing more than 4 options, if they're playing 4, just because at the moment there's not that many amazing option cards out, so you're not going to want to allocate that much space to playing option cards, normally around 4 spots. And when it comes to cutting cards, I will find myself cutting one of the option cards if I want to run more Digimon, because Digimon are the more important part of every deck. I think as the game progresses, we will get more interesting ones other than just these kind of, you know, basic effect ones that we have at the moment. Alright guys, moving on to our Tamers. Tamers are interesting. Just like every card, they depend on the deck you're playing as to whether or not you're going to even want to run them. Because there's been several times where I was stuck between playing a Tamer or playing one of the level 6 techs I was talking about earlier, like a Puppetmon. And I decided to just cut the Tamer altogether and just go with the Puppetmon. Because a lot of times a Digimon, a board on the field is a lot better than having you know, a Tamer down. But yeah, most of the time in most decks, you're going to want to try to play, if you got the room. If you don't, I would say not worry about it. Just try to get as many good Digimon as possible in your deck. But you're going to want to try to at least play the ones like this TK right here, the ones that say at the beginning of your turn, if you don't have 3 memory, you start with 3 memory. And every color has a card like this. Some are better than others. This one's really good. Some of them really aren't that great, so that's why I'll opt not to play them. Obviously with a deck like Shine Greymon Yellow, you're going to be playing a ton of Tamers just because it's a really important part of that deck. But in most decks, you can get away with only playing like 2 and sometimes none. For me, Tamers aren't that important to where you need to run them unless they have a really good when played effect. I would say don't even run them. Like to me, the red tie, to me it doesn't justify itself to be played. So a lot of the times I'll go with playing texts or certain things over playing that. So if I got 2 extra spots and it's between playing 2 of the Tamer or playing this on a Holy Dramon, I'm going with this all day long. Alright guys, last but certainly not least, we were talking about our Digitamas. Digitamas are fairly simple. You're either doing it 2 different ways. You're either playing 4 of the same one, or you're playing 4 with 1 extra. Because you can play 5 Digitama, you can only play 4 of each card. A lot of the times you have one that's really good, and you don't want to accidentally run into the other ones. So you'll just play 4, even though you can run 5. Because a lot of times in decks, you're not making it that far into the game to where you're even going to use that 5th one. So a lot of people's logic, they'll just run 4 of the same one, that way they never run into the other one, which is normally not as good. Alright guys, hopefully this video helped you understand how to build a deck just a little bit better in Digimon. And if you liked this video, please be sure to comment down below and let us know if you liked it. If not, just, you know, yell at me and say, hey Digibros, what are you doing? Go back to doing gameplay. And we will. Later this week, guys, we do have the case opening for the new set, so be sure to subscribe so you won't miss that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And with that, that also means we're going to have a lot more gameplay coming with the new decks from that set. So you can be expecting that all going to be up next week. So guys, it's an exciting time here at Digibros. I just want to thank every one of you for subscribing, being so supportive. Alright guys, I'm the Digibros. I'll catch you next time.